Oh my goodness. After that video, if I had a lick of sense, I'd sit down. But I will be brief. Or as we said to our last two football coaches, I won't keep you long. I do want to, we can say that, we're family here. I want to thank my friends of more than 30 years, President Clinton and Mayor Emanuel, for those kind remarks, a few of them true. And especially Madhu Chugh, who was my student here 25 years ago and has been the daughter that God knew Diane and I needed but never gave us. So thank you, Madhu. I want to, of course, thank the X's and Bob Estrada, Chuck Harris, Patricia Shampton, who worked so hard on this event, and this university, embodied by our new president, Jay Hartzell. And what an honor to share this podium tonight with these remarkable, remarkable people. We were hanging out this afternoon, and just brilliant and interesting and fun. So this is going to be a great night. We're going to have a lot of fun. It is not an exaggeration, as President Clinton said, to say that nearly every good thing in life that I have experienced began here at this inspirational, transformational, educational institution. Madhu told you about our cows, Vince Young and Earl Campbell. So far, they're only about 2.5, 55-inch tip to tip. So you come to our farm, you'll see Vince and Earl, but you'll also see on the back fence a sculpture of a turtle that I mounted up on the fence post. I did that to remind myself of one of President Clinton's favorite sayings. If you ever see a turtle up on a fence post, you know one thing, he did not get there on his own. Somebody had to put him there. Well, so who put this old turtle up on this high fence post? Well, as a friend of mine likes to say, it takes a village. The matriarch of my village is my mother, who is with us tonight, Peggy Howard. She did not even go to college herself until all 5 of her children had. I also am blessed to have 4 amazing siblings, Kathleen and David, Chris and Mike, who are also all here. They have asked for equal time to respond to that video, though. So we lived in Missouri City, subdivision called Quail Valley. There were no quail and there was no valley, but I suppose hot, flat, and sweaty was already taken, so. Our house is a couple of blocks from the Merediths, Jack and Anna, and I rode the school bus with their daughter, Nancy. Even as kids, she was a Republican, so we'd argue politics on the school bus. Today, you know her as Nancy Seliger. And I gotta tell you, I kicked Tucker Carlson's butt in debate on television every day for years, and I never won an argument with Nancy. Never once. So, Kel, brother, I feel your pain. Or as Diane likes to say, if a husband is alone in the forest, is he still wrong? Yes, dear. I am so blessed. But in addition to receiving blessings, it's true, I made choices. I chose to come to the University of Texas. I chose to major in government. I chose to try out for the Liberal Arts Council. And back then, maybe still, the Liberal Arts Council, you didn't get elected, which is kind of more my forte. You had to be interviewed to see if you were worthy of joining the august Liberal Arts Council. I don't remember a thing about the interview that I had to get on Liberal Arts Council, but I remember everything about the girl who interviewed me. We're in the Liberal Arts Lounge. She was sitting there, blue and red striped polo shirt, shoes off, legs from here to Lubbock. Oh my God. Miss Copper's Cove and Phi Beta Kappa, beauty and brains, all in one package. And I remember sitting there thinking, I'm gonna try my best to make this girl think I am worthy. 14,907 days later to the date, I'm still trying, sweetie. It took me 8 months to get Diane Friday to go on a date with me, 8 years to get her to marry me. But that first date was auspicious. It was a Texas-Oklahoma weekend, 1981. We won, so she kind of had to marry me, you know? My college roommates who are here, Steve Domenico and Jim Smith, they stood up for me at that wedding and have stood by me every day since. And over the next 32 years, with Diane, I found my purpose in life. God made me to be Diane Friday's husband and to be the daddy of John and Billy and Charlie and Patrick. You guys, most interesting, intelligent, principled, hilarious people that I know. And everything I'll ever do in life, or ever have done, pales in comparison to being your dad. And you know the old saying, right? Behind every successful person is an astonished spouse. I am living proof. In fact, absolutely true, 2 different American presidents have attested to that fact. I'm not kidding. A couple of years ago, President Obama, when he was still in office, he came through Austin and ran into John and Billy, our 2 oldest sons. And one of his aides is a friend of mine and made sure the president got a chance to meet them, and they sort of did the grip and grin. But he says, Mr. President, these are Paul Begala's sons, John and Billy. And he looked at him and said, you're Begala's sons? But you're so tall and good looking. And then it sort of came to him. He said, oh, that's right, I've met your mama. Of course, Clinton, the first time he met Diane Frey, he put his arm around me and he's like, Paulie, you are seriously overmarried. And I said, takes one to know one, sir. But it's true, we had the same major, took the same classes, did not get the same grades. She got 3 degrees, 2 masters in undergrad, straight A's the whole way. Closest I ever came to 4.0 was blood alcohol content at Schultz's Beer Garden. She also brought me into her large and loving and warm family, many of whom are here. All her brothers went to the university, so it was not a mixed marriage. That was easy. And what I learned from all that, from the university, from family, is this. Maybe the most important thing in life is to be a part of something larger than yourself. Now, how do you find that? You begin with your family, and in my case, my university. But very often in life, though, you learn who you are and where you belong by learning what you're not, right? You begin by thinking, who am I not? Let me give you an example. Our son Billy is the only of our 4 who went to the university. He graduated here in 2018. Billy's sitting right over there. Hey, Billy, what time is it?
7:26 and OU sucks.
There we go. 7:26 and OU sucks. Now, why do we chant that? Obviously, first, it's true. Only reason Texas doesn't break off and float in the Gulf of Mexico is because OU sucks. It's science. But also, as a political strategist, I know this. Negative identification is the easiest, cheapest, fastest way to form a community. You find the other and isolate it and hate it. But that's not where you end. That's where you begin. But intellectually, this university led me that way as well, right? Began with the things I'm not. They opened up the whole world to me and let me learn first what I was not. At this university, I read Karl Marx. Did not make me a communist. I studied the Holy Quran, did not convert to Islam. I read the philosophy of objectivism from Ayn Rand, who's this sociopath pretending to be a philosopher. I did not become a sociopath or a philosopher. I even went to law school here. Did not make me a practicing attorney. In fact, my dean, Mark Udoff, used to say, if you want to hide something from Begala, put it in a law book. He will never find it there. So once you know what you're against, what you're not, I'm not a Marxist, I'm not a Muslim, I'm not a, right? You got to figure out what you're for. And for that journey, this university did not give me a map to follow. It gave me a compass to chart my own course. This university taught me to think in 3D. Diversity, democracy, and debate. These are 3 things that I have devoted my life to. It taught me the joy of spelunking through perspectives you've never had, to discover things you never knew. And to this day, I seek out diverse opinions. I have to. In fact, I do 2 things every day. I read the Holy Bible and I watch Fox News so I know what both sides are thinking. Now, I might have hurt somebody's feelings with that. Good. Debate sometimes hurts your feelings. This university taught me that the whole point of education is to be drawn out of your comfort zone. And I was, every day on these 40 acres. You remember, many of us had a coach like this, right? In the weight room, you could tell from this body, I spent a lot of time in the weight room. Coaches in the weight room would always say, pain is just weakness leaving the body, right? Well, being made uncomfortable is just ignorance leaving the mind. Of course we have our fights. Every family does. As my Uncle George likes to say, you know why God gave us family? So we wouldn't have to fight with strangers. We are family, bound together as part of a cause that's larger than ourselves. The University of Texas, our cause, a place where the son of a salesman and a secretary and the daughter of a soldier and another secretary can get a first-class education and go all the way to the White House. and because of the time, talent, and treasure of the people in this room, every one of you, that cause our beloved university will endure till Gabriel blows his horn. Hook 'em.